Hello, my crafty people out there. It is time for our weekly project. If you haven't been here before, my name is Stephanie and I upcycle clothing. Generally, things I find at my local thrift stores, sometimes estate sales. And today we will be working on something that I've even purchased long ago from a craft store. So, here's what we're working with. It is a chambray shirt. Nothing fancy. It does fit, but it's a little snug, in the girls. So I'm thinking we may be able to expand it a little by changing it out. So here's the deal. We're going to be using this fabric. And yes, I did buy this at the old Joann's. It's a kind of not a chiffon, but I don't know what you call this. It's kind of silky. And it's got this pattern on it that almost looks like heirloom lace, which I'm currently working with as well. So I think we can use this and that shirt and make something kind of jazzy and cute. So if you want to follow along, by all means do. Like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Don't forget to hype, and I'll catch y'all at the table. Okay, everybody. This is our little chambray shirt. It does fit. It's not a bad fit. It's just a little, this button does a little stretching. You know what I'm talking about. The girls are a little extra there. So, without taking up the sides or opening up the back, I'm thinking about just replacing most of the chambray. I'm going to try to keep the pockets. I've tried that in the past and it hasn't looked right, but I think I can do it this time. And it's a little long. It's actually really long in the back, and it looks a little funky on me because of my nice tall, physique. So I'm going to cut this up, and I'm going to leave the placket, the collar, and the sleeves, and the back panel here. And essentially I'm going to just kind of piecemeal it. And I'm going to take the pockets off when I take the rest of this off and see if I can replace them. And we're going to replace the fabric we're taking out with this. It's kind of sheer, and that's okay with me because I'll probably wear a little tank top under it. So that doesn't bother me. I do like the design in it. It kind of reminds me of heirloom lace. So, or a chiffon type of, what am I thinking? The other kind of lace. Anyway, words escape me a lot of times. First thing again is I'm going to cut this off. Now, at first, I'm going to leave this seam down here. And it's for no other reason than I'm worried that I might need it. And if I don't, it'll be easy to snip off. But I want to keep it until I'm sure I don't need it. And I know it sounds odd. So let's get to deconstructing this shirt. Now I cut the shirt away very close to the seam lines because I didn't want any extra hanging out over the sides. And I'm going to stitch directly into the stitches that are already there. So now we have two parts that are perfect to make patterns out of. So this is the back. And again, the back was I'll show it to you this way. It's kind of long, and I don't want it quite that long. Although, with this particular sheer material, it's not going to make a big difference because it'll probably look fine if it's long and flowy. So, either way, we'll make that decision. First, I want to make patterns predominantly of the top so I get the right size. And we're going to be adding a little to the sides to accommodate my original issue. So I'm going to add a little seam allowance to each side. Now I'm not going to be able to increase the armhole because I am attaching it right back to the sleeve, so that won't help me any. But from here out and from here out, I can increase a little bit and give myself a little more give in the top. Not too much because, it probably won't graduate to more than an inch. But at least that will give me a little bit more room. And the fabric itself, I think, will also be a looser fit. So, I'm trying something with this brown paper. this paper is made for poster board, bulletin boards, and it's stiff. And I thought I'd try that trick with, like you do with your parchment paper for your cooking sheets. You know, you crumple it up and then it lays flat. Yeah, well, that's kind of the concept of why it looks all crinkly like this. Just trying something out. And I'm not really worried about the bottom per se. My worry or my concern is getting the top. So I can pull it down here. And I'm not going to worry about cutting this placket line out because the way we're going to sew it on, I just want to sew it up behind the whole placket and then cut it out after I've sewn it in. That sounds a little weird, but that's how my brain's working today. Weird? Yeah. No newsflash there. So I'm going to take it down just a notch because I am going to leave a little bit of a seam allowance because I'm going to be tucking the sheer fabric up under the seam lines to sew it down. Again, that's the plan. Now I haven't ironed this shirt, so I'm going to pin it down a little bit. Kind of help me keep it in place. Like that. Just help me when I'm drawing it out. Here I am drawing it out. Again, that's a fold. I need a little bit of seam allowance on the sides, and we're increasing it by that inch. And then I just draw out the rest of the seams with about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Okay. When I measured the back, remember I told you the back was a little long, but I'd rather have more fabric that maybe if we decide to do that little shirt tail piece or whatever we do for the hem, we'd have more fabric. So here's the back, and you can see how it just barely hangs over the edge here, which again, it was way too long in the back, so this is okay. And if we'd have decided to make this little curve, then, you know, we'd have plenty of fabric. So I'm giving myself a generous portion here, and I've had to fold the fabric a little odd. I have folded both sides, both selvage ends, towards the middle in order to get 2 folds, and this is where we're going to end up here for the back piece. Now that I've got my pattern pieces all set up on my fabric, I first cut out the back piece, then I refold it, and I cut out the front piece. It just needed a little more space. Okay, this is where I've started. I've started pinning around the shoulder. Actually, I started here in the middle, and I marked the center of this piece up top so I could line it up with that button. And I pinned it, not blindly because I can see inside, but I pinned it from the outside because we're going to try and sew from the outside so we can go over these seams and make it look as seamless as possible, kind of stitching in the ditch over the seams that are already there. I'm not going to close the sides up yet. I'm going to need to close those up before I fit them into the sleeve because we're not going to be running all the way to the sleeve like we normally would. I could cut it open and do that, but I don't really want to lose any of the sleeve, the width. So that is my next project. Here I am just sewing in that front panel, going from one sleeve all the way around to the placket and then down to the other sleeve. Okay, everybody, we got the front on, and I am pinning the back. I'm doing it the same way I did the front, except I'm going to end up pinning it twice. Here, what I mean. Let me tell you what I mean. I am pinning the inside like this, and then I'm going to pin the outside when I've got it all straight because, quite frankly, I'm pinning blind otherwise. So, and I put a little shirt pleat here in the back. So now I'm going to pin from this side. I know it sounds a little extra, but I thought about it and I'm thinking, well, at least this way, I'll know for sure I got them all in the right spot. And here I am sewing the back piece in. It was pretty simple. I was starting at one sleeve and went all the way across the back and ended at the other sleeve. Simple. Okay, time to figure out the front. The back and the front panels are sewn in. So now we've got to figure out this placket and these pockets. Now, what I thought I'd do, this is the original piece. I've just kind of laid one side in the shoulder and armhole kind of area. It's not perfect, but remember we did make it a little bigger. So anyway, what I want to do is kind of get a gauge of where we want this pocket to be. And I thought what I'd do is just draw one like that. And then I can draw the other one using that same line to line them up. All right, so that's where we want our pockets, about there. For the placket, since we sewed that up, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to split that and then we'll sew it to each side. That's the plan. We'll see how that goes. But I figured what we might do, would it be better to do that first, maybe? Then the pockets? Or the pockets, then that? I'm thinking I'm going to put the pockets on first and then do the placket. The placket's going to be my big challenge. So let's cut our pockets out and see if we can get them placed. Now we're going to pin these down and I'm going to go sew around these pockets and put them in place, and then we'll start working on the placket, and then all we'll have left is to figure out the sides and the bottom. I always say that like it's the end, but it's not. Okay, I got the pockets on. So here comes the challenging part. This placket. So here's my train of thought, and I wish that y'all were here to advise and suggest. It would be lovely. Again, maybe I'll do a live show. Oof, gosh, I don't know. Y'all wouldn't want to know how many times I mess up. So what I was thinking, I know I'm going to have to split it up, that placket, and then attach it to either side. But what I was thinking is securing this end first, tacking it down, so at least then I won't have any extra movement. And then it should still be open enough for me to sew down the sides. That's the idea. We'll see. Let me go tack this down. I think that's really going to be our first move. Okay, we're looking at things upside down. But I sewed the placket down right there at the end, making sure it was nice and tight and taut. And you can see down here at the bottom where the placket is sewn in, that this line right between these double lines and this flowered section is probably going to be about as centered as I want it to be, or as I can be. So that's what I'm going to use. That's when this little stripe pattern is going to come in handy. And I'm going to use that to cut down the center and attach our placket. So fingers crossed, everybody. Let's see how far down we need to go. I'd say at least to the end of the placket, but we'll see. Let's leave it there, because that kind of goes along with this part that's going to fold over itself. I don't know if we need to cut all the way down. If we do, we can. If we don't, then we're safe. Better safe than sorry. That saying is gold. All right, now we're going to sew down our placket pieces, and I think we need to sew the button side first. I'm not sure how we're going to do the end. If I sew the button side down first, then I can go over this side more easily. So we're going to try that. So we're going to go I'm going to pin this down kind of lightly, not worry too much about the pinning of it. Because remember, this side, the inside of that placket is finished already. We don't need to do anything with it. And these chambray is not really shedding that bad. It's not fraying that bad. Shedding. You see how I have animals? So I think that it's going to be okay. I just want to make sure I'm kind of lined up with that line. Patterns like this can help you, or they can hurt you. Just a little bit of me sewing in that button side of the placket. It was definitely the right one to start with. It wasn't too fidgety. Okay, last two steps. I did trim out the fabric close to the seam line around the neck or the back of the neck and the placket, because otherwise you could see the lace and it looked funky. So I did do that. I didn't think y'all wanted to see me, activating the scissors like that. Didn't need to. So now we've got two things left. We got to figure out a hemline, and we got to close up the sides. Now I thought about doing a French seam, but I'm cutting it a little close under the arm for length, and I would prefer not to play that game where the armhole was larger than, or the sleeve was larger than my armhole. So I'm just going to do our craziness. Turn it right sides together. And we'll just go seam down that side. Okay, I can't find a way to use them in the design, so I am going to cut off these little side seams. I mean, they're not serving a purpose. I can use these for other things, though. Sometimes I use them for bracelets and stuff like that. So, all right, now we've got our shirt all sewn in. I did sew up the armholes. They are sewn in. Everything's good. And I tried it on, and I think I need it to be about this short. You can make yours as short or as long. I am not a very long torso type of person. Surprise, surprise. And so I know I wanted short, but not too short. I just don't want to have to tuck it in. If I don't have to, it's great. So these are not even, these down here, but it gave me a gauge, an idea of how far I wanted to go with it. So I'm going to measure from here to probably the collar and see if I can get a good line. And of course the design is also going to help me. This design has been helpful all the way around, which is lovely. So let me get to figuring this out. Okay, here I am pinning the hemline that I'm going to use. It's a little shorter in the front than it is in the back, which is pretty much standard for shirts. I don't always do this, but it just seemed to fold that way. Okay, everybody, what you think? No more weird buttons. I got plenty of room. I'm wearing a little white tank under it, but honestly, I don't think I need a tank under it. It's more solid than I thought it was. But I just, was putting it on anyway. I'm sorry I missed the hemming, but it was just a little turn under. I didn't worry too much about anything frame because this doesn't seem to be doing that. It did have kind of a curve or a swoop in the back to give it a little more length, like most shirts do. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. I really did. I was kind of surprised at how well it went together. So if you had a good time, by all means, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Don't forget to hype, and I will catch y'all on the flip side of our next project.